Nope. What's the most messed up thing a parent has said to you? A parent has said to you. Okay. I kind of want to read the answers for this one because that extends to a wide variety of people. A parent has ever said to me. I'm gonna say a parent, not my parent, because that would again get depressing. A parent. So I'm gonna go like more elementary school, Cub Scout kind of stuff. Boy Scouts slightly. Anyway, this is the thing I forgot to do. Is put down a banana farm so I can get more money. Yeah. I don't really know. There's been some stuff that's bothered me for a while. I can't remember what they actually were though. Yeah, it's just mainly teachers and counselors that have been assholes to me. What did you accomplish in 2019? This era of my channel, which was technically 2018. Fuck. Thumbnails when I get around to that, which will be November. I'll do thumbnails. Okay, guys? Thumbnails November. This might come out in November. I don't know how long I'm spacing out my uploads here. Yeah, I don't know, man. I got a girlfriend. That's what I did this year. That's right. I forgot about that. I mean, no, I didn't forget about that. How could I forget about that? Anyway. What old movie quotes do you still use routinely with your families and friends? Good day, sir. I say hello by saying good morning and say goodbye by saying good day, sir. Every single time. And I quote Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory. That's what I'm doing. And also sometimes say the snozberries smell like snozberries. Taste like snozberries. Taste. Emphasis on the fact that I meant to say taste. I didn't fuck that up. Okay, what self-taught skill are you most proud of? My eye thing. And I won't tell you what that is. Or this. Actually, this. This. Like YouTube. That would be self-taught. What is the adult equivalent of I'm telling on you? I mean, by definition, I'm calling the police. I don't know, I'm not an adult. So there's my excuse to not think about that. What are your red flags in a relationship? Abuse? I mean, not that I've been on the receiving end of that, obviously, but just saying. There's, a red flag. If money wasn't an object, how would you spend your time and what type of life would you live? This, but like, bigger. Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly. I'm doing it right now. If you don't have any friends, is it normal to go to a bar or club alone? What are you supposed to do when you get inside? I mean, it depends on what kind of a person you are. If you're like an introvert, go to a bar or the club to do have in mind what you want to do when you get in there. Like if you're going to a bar, like go in there, sit down, get a drink, and then I don't know, go home, take in the atmosphere or whatever. If you're going to a club and you're an introvert, just get ready to dance or whatever the fuck you do in a club. Get a drink at the club's bar. But if you're an extrovert, like meet people, like bring like a conversation piece or something, not like a house decoration conversation piece, like a fancy lamp or anything, but like, I don't know, wear like your kind of jacket or something, or, I don't know, wear a hat that's in reference to a movie or something, and that gets conversation going. That's just how it works in school, at least. That's, anyway. I don't know, I just remember the times when, like, I'll bring my Game Boy to class, and, like, I'll meet people through that, because they're like, oh, sweet Game Boy, and I'm like, oh, thanks, and then that starts up a conversation. Anyway. I mean, that isn't the conversation. What is becoming absurd? Politics. Also, I mean, like, I kind of want to say modern fashion, but modern fashion has always been absurd, so it's not exactly becoming absurd. Yeah. Yeah, no, upgrade this guy next. If you were given a full budget to travel anywhere you wanted to, what is the one place you would never visit? Oh, one place I would never visit. Just a, I don't know, like a third world country that has like a lot of war or diseases. There you go. Or, you know, under the ocean or something. Like, I mean, you know, a place is legitimately dangerous, I guess. What is a good Wi-Fi name? I don't fucking know. When is it unacceptable to make a pun? Depending on what kind of pun? At work. It's a bad time to make a really, like, lewd pun. I don't know if I could refrain myself. I probably will. Alright, what is the female equivalent to don't stick your dick in crazy? Don't let crazy dick you? You know what? I tried. Alright, so what is, so one of the 5 pearls of Scottish wisdom. Forgive your enemy, but remember your bastard's name. Remember the bastard's name. Who has been the biggest enemy so far in your life? Why? And have you forgotten them? Ah, yes, I believe I've mentioned, but I've kept his name secret because if I ever get popular, I don't want him to get, like, actually injured, because I don't know what the fuck future me or future the audience is like. Hopefully not to the point where you'd go out and murder people, what the fuck? But yeah, I call him Twizzlers on this channel. He's an asshole. Just through and through, just the worst person. Anyway, I would say, like, the one of the worst things that he did, not the worst, but one of the, up there, was when he, I don't know how he did it, but he had a bloodshot eye one day and, like, a big, like, bruise on his head. And if I had to guess, it's from, like, home abuse, which really sucks, which is another reason I don't want to actually say his name, because, you know, I understand that people do change, and I have full faith in him that one day he will not be an asshole anymore. Then who knows, maybe we might even be able to meet up again, and I'm totally ready to forgive him. The point is, he showed up with, like, you know, severe injuries or whatever, and then said that I did it, and told everyone that I did it, and that I beat him with a stick. And the thing is, if you've ever seen me, I am not someone that looks like they can beat anyone with any weapon, including, like, a gun. Like, that's how weak I look. I do not look like I could even shoot a person because my fingers don't, like, have enough strength for that. So, no one believed him, and he had already built up a reputation of being a douchey liar anyway. So, yeah. No one, you know, really believed him. So, that was good on my part. That's fine. I think the other one would be, I think I called him Richard or something. Probably Richard. Just because his last name sounded like Richard, not because I defaulted to Richard there. But yeah, I think I've mentioned Richard at one point, where he tried to spread a rumor that was negative about me, but this time, this guy was really well respected, so everyone thought it was true, and then I lost all my friends. Except for my real friends, which is a really, like, you know, sobering experience to go through, is when, like, you know, something really bad comes out about you, and then you figure out who your real friends are. I say that like it was a big thing. It was in elementary school. So take that with a grain of salt as well. Just, I'm trying to put everything into perspective. I'm not trying to sound over dramatic here. I'm just, I don't know. As I said, I've experimented with writing, so I'm going to try and think. I'm making things sound dramatic without sounding stupid. Doing my best, at least. Anyway, gamers of Reddit, what game has the best soundtrack? Deltarune. I will fight you. Either Deltarune or Pokemon Coliseum. Those two, right there, top tier. Undertale probably after Coliseum, but I don't know. All right, just those two. Firm number one. Both share. No, fucking Coliseum's number 2. Anyway, okay, we're at roughly the same place. Okay. What language seems hard to learn but is actually easy? I've heard Korean. Also Spanish, just because, you know, I live in America. Half the people here speak Spanish anyway, so probably wouldn't be the hardest to learn here. What country has the darkest history? Africa! Okay. Yes, I stand by that wholeheartedly. Okay, okay. If I had to say literal, not literal darkest, figurative darkest, I'd probably say Israel. Is Friday night. It's Friday night. You have $100 to blow. What are you doing? Buying something online to help improve my channel. Dabs, Yaldov, backflips. I'm doing the white hand motions. Okay, you know, those ones. For the next 24 hours, you have access to any and all resources you desire, and you are allowed to do anything you want with no consequences, but when the day ends, your life goes back to normal. How do you spend the day? Okay, so there's this, like, mushroom where, like, even if you touch it, it will make you so high that you die. If everything resets back to normal, I put that in a Ziploc baggie and then wait till the end of the day and then use it, like, the very last moment. Okay. But what else? What did I do? Let's go to space. Space is cool. I don't know if I have time for the rest of the stuff. Anyway. What's the worst thing someone's ever said to you that stuck with you for years? Ooh, yes, I know about that one. Yeah, anyway. You know what, fuck it. I know this is a probably huge downer, but, you know, I mean, some people, I mean, my friends have laughed at it, which is, you know, means it's all good. But, like, I don't know, in middle school, I was experimenting with drawing and making comics. And I'm going to make this sound dramatic because it was, and that's why it stuck with me for years, is because it was like one of those like hypothetical situations that your mind plays out and you're like, what the fuck is wrong with you, brain? Like, that would never happen in real life. And then it did, and that was horrifying. But anyway, yeah, I was drawing comics or whatever. So I did one in class, and the assignment was like, draw something very personal to you. So I did. But then I came to the conclusion that on the project where we had to draw very personal stuff, that the thing I drew was too personal. So I discreetly put it in the trash can, like, down the hall. I don't know how this happened, but someone managed to find it and then turned it into the counselor and then traced it back to me, and then I was brought down to the counselor's office, and then they were convinced that the thing that I drew was a hit list. And I won't go into exactly what I drew. Can confirm it did not even look remotely like a hit list. But yeah, they thought it was a hit list, and then they now keep in mind this is a school counselor. If you live in any other country, these people are referred to as school therapists or school psychologists or school psychiatrists even. We legally have to call them counselors, and I found out why, because they're not actual professionals in this field, or at least the ones that were hired definitely weren't. Or if they are, it's really fucked up, because he said I was a psychopath, which has stuck with me for up until now, even. Like, that still fucks me up. Like, I am not okay with that. I mean, it's one of those things where, like, it keeps festering in your mind, and no matter how much you come to the logical conclusion that he's wrong, it doesn't stop those thoughts from getting in, which, you know, still has fucked me up, and I can't draw for classes anymore. At least I can't draw anything people related, at least. You know, I can't draw people. Which has led to some fairly interesting, you know, creative solutions. Like, in my myth and sci-fi class, like just last week, actually, no, that was just this week. We had to create character posters for different mythological gods. Yeah, obviously. And it was Greek gods. So, like, I did, like, we had to do 2 of them. So, for each one, I drew a rock, and I spent, like, 5-ish minutes on this one rock. And that rock is the god, because Greek gods all have the ability to shapeshift, so there is 0 reason why that god can't look like a rock. So, yeah. Hopefully that's not a downer, because, I don't know, I like to imagine I made it slightly lighthearted. Okay, so how the bank works, I didn't explain that. When it switches to the bank, it stops producing bananas out here. It starts producing bananas internally and has interest. So it'll cap at 5,000, by the way. So if I would withdraw this, it'll slow down how fast it's gaining money. But if I just wait until that hits 5,000, yeah, it's increasing every time we pop a balloon. If I wait till that hits 5,000 and then reset it, then it'll be, more efficient. Yeah, it's going to be kind of really hard to get enough money for this. And then when we do that, we can get the Temple of the Monkey God. Okay, time to continue. What is a good song to test? High-quality headphones. Bohemian Rhapsody. Everyone knows that. At least that's what I did with, like, every headset I've ever gotten for this channel, which, granted, has been 3. But, it's worked. Because Bohemian Rhapsody has that bit where it goes left and right. Or was it... yeah, it is left and right. Okay. Don't quote me on that. So yeah, that or yeah, I guess it did say song, so I'm gonna leave it there. I was gonna suggest like a Vsauce video where he messes with your things. He messes with your headphones by like shaking like a box around it. Anyway, I don't remember what that video was called, so good luck. If you're taking this as actual advice. What is the most redneck wedding event or activity circumstance you have ever witnessed? I haven't witnessed many, so I'm good. Oh, wait, no. Alright, so the most redneck thing I've ever experienced, emphasize that, was I was at a biker hangout kind of thing, because my dad is a biker, and that's, how he do. So I was at like a biker hangout thing by association, and one of the people that I was standing next to, because I was like sort of on the fence playing with my Game Boy. I think I was playing Pokemon Yellow. That's right. Anyway, so I was just playing on my Game Boy by the fence, and someone was standing next to me, and then he was smoking, and then he blew the smoke away from me. And then some other guy walked up and said, "This isn't a daycare," and then blew the smoke directly in my face. I then went and sat in the car for the rest of the time I was there, because fuck that. Not that I'm, like, worried about, like, oh no, I'm going to get lung cancer because someone blew smoke in my face one time. No, it's rude, and I'm not preferable to someone being a douche. Anyway. Uh-oh. I just realized camos. Regen camos are a thing coming up here soon. And I don't like them. I'm going to put these guys back here. Also, yeah, this box is slightly bigger. I think I mentioned that at some point. Yep, there they are. Regen rainbows. Camo regen rainbows as well. Get 'em! Yeah! I wasted like all my money doing that, but it happened. Oh, we made it way past wave 50, which is when we died last time. Okay, so we're good. I'm going to get another one of these back here. There we go. More banks. And I'm going to get a third one right here. That was a bad idea. Okay, no. I'm going to wait. When this one hits 5,000, I'm going to wait until they all hit 5,000 and then reset them all at the same time. What got ruined by the internet? There was like one politician that, like, most politicians, I guess. Scare PewDiePie got ruined by the fact that the rest of the internet existed. What has disappeared from modern life in the last 30 years? I wouldn't know. I haven't been alive that long, so can't give an interesting answer there. If Reddit is the front page of the internet, what other sites would make up the rest of the newspaper? YouTube. Tumblr. Just other things that Reddit steals from. Not that I'm saying that's bad. I'm aware of the many charts that people have made of the circle jerk of stealing. Yeah. Okay. So, people who've dropped out of school or quit their job to pursue their dreams. What happened? I haven't done that yet. Nor do I plan to. I don't imagine this is going to ever take off. So, yeah. Don't imagine that's going to be in my future. But if I did... Yeah, I don't fucking know. I would hope that it would work out, but I don't know if it would. Also, when this is 5,000, I'm just going to withdraw it. There we go. And then I'm going to withdraw you, and then also you. Alright, there we go. Now they're all on the same page. Okay, if the 13 colonies declared independence in January instead of July, what would the winter Independence Day festivals and traditions be like? Just, I don't know. Christmas in July would be bigger. I'd imagine it would be a lot of the same. But Christmas in July would probably be a bigger thing because we don't have anything else to do in July. So, what is an unexplainable memory from your childhood? Yeah, okay. Wait, an unexplainable memory? So just why do I have this, or like I'm so embarrassed it's impossible to explain this. I'm gonna go with the first one because oh my god. What the shit? Oh my god. Please, why? Don't kill me. How much would it cost to get extra money? 1. 10,000 money. That's not enough. Can I not buy it with monkey money or something? No, apparently not. I have honestly no idea how I'm going to go about doing that. Wait, yes I do. Yes I do. I absolutely do. Okay. Strategy. I will go over what the strategy is and say it out loud. Okay. Spike factory here, and I'll explain this while it's going so we can take up less time. Spike factory here, and then I'm going to get a banana farm here, and then super monkey, and then I'm going to have a monkey village here, and then give camo detection to this guy. Boom. Okay. What is your technique for subduing anxiety and negative thinking? Oh, I have one, don't I? Escapism, temporarily. I mean, it's not a bad idea. Usually I just, like, return to, I don't know, writing a story or something that I've been working on for a while, or coming up with new concepts for the YouTube channel, or just remembering that everything's going to be okay, and in the grand scheme of things, I'm 16 right now. So, yeah. Without saying what the category is, what are your top 5? Okay. Deltarune. The Beginner's Guide. Okay, so that's 2. What are the other 3? Okay, hard to say. Okay, yeah, okay, so Deltarune, the Beginner's Guide. I'm going to say Pokemon Crystal. Black Ops 2, and then what else? Oh man, I don't actually know. Plants vs. Zombies, I guess. There we go. There's my top 5. Do you still have hail damage on your vehicle? No, I do not. Oh, that's an ad. Okay. So, what was your favorite video game as a kid? That was Pokemon Gold. Been over that. Yeah, just Pokemon Gold, really. Just because there was so much to do. It felt there was. Okay, so I love Pokemon Gold, and also I had a conversation with some people recently, and they don't like the roof stage of Plants vs. Zombies, and I'm baffled. But the roof stage is my favorite stage in Plants vs. Zombies because it feels like the creators of the game had pure creative control over that. Like they just did stuff because they wanted to. Like, they're like, I want to have a catapult. And they're like, why would we have a catapult? It's like, what if the whole stage was slanted? And it's like, yeah, sure, fuck it, why not? Let's have a coffee bean. What does the coffee bean do? It wakes up, like, sleeping plants during the day. But that doesn't work for the roof stage. Fuck it, let's put it in. I want a sunflower that makes coins instead of sun. How is that useful? Who cares? Let's do it. Pokemon Gold was the Pokemon version of exactly that. I want a reindeer. Why? I don't know. Put it in. I want, like, a rock with tentacles. Okay, yes, done. Like, it was beautiful. I want, like, a metal bird that's impossible to find. Done. I want, like, a crow that you can, like, battle once, and then you can't get to the aftergame. Done. It's, like, so good. I want, like, this weird ferret thing that's made of ice that uses, like, claws and stuff, and it's cool. And, like, yeah, done. Like, I don't know, it just feels like they really loved what they were doing when they did it. Because that's what I love about, like, when people have, like, complete control over creativity and that kind of thing, is that shit gets weird, and I love weird. Anyway. What is the most $1 has ever gotten you? Proto Man. That was 75 cents. But still. When do you ever buy things for exactly $1 in America? That's what I thought. What is the attitude of internet users, or why is the attitude of internet users so extreme? Why are some people infinitely more kind than in real life, or infinitely more mean than in real life? Because you can get away with it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The only reason that people are, like, more or less kind on the internet, I think, is just because they don't want to be seen as that kind of a person in real life. And that goes the other way as well, where if you're more kind on the internet and then less kind in person, that's probably because you don't want to be seen as someone who's overly nice and kind. Because, yeah, I mean, it just comes with the territory, I guess, of anxiety of a social variety, you know? It's you don't want to be seen as the guy that's like, oh, friendship is magic. You want to be seen as the guy that's, like, you know, big and tough and strong, and I don't know, whatever your equivalent to that is. But yeah, I don't know, it's just probably weird for people, and they don't want to be seen as the person that does that. But then when they have their online name, they can be themselves, or take out their anger, and, you know, those two things combined create moderation, and that's themselves. But, you know, at that point, they're putting up, you know, two fake identities, and then that's what leads to an identity crisis. I found that just being yourself in both situations tends to work out, so far at least. Okay, when cold, why do nipples get hard but dicks get soft? I'm just gonna not answer that one. I don't know. Nor do I really want to know. Just blood has priorities, I guess? Those priorities are weird. When cold, no, that's what I just read. Alright, so what are your best hotel room hacks? Hotel room hacks. If you go to, like, a really nice hotel room, like at a resort, they usually have, like, stuff in the mini fridge, like, already, that, like, come with the room. So seltzer, drinking that is something that will get you some interesting looks, and that's kind of fun if you're staying in the room with other people. I've been to, like, one. Okay, not hotel room, but, you know, one where stuff was in the minibar. What's the most cringe movie you've ever seen? Fred 3? Okay, so, actual cringe movie. I'm gonna go with, like, unintentionally cringy, because there's, like, you know, movies with cringe humor, like Fred 3, which I'm not too partial to, but I like cringe humor in a different way. I don't like it because it's funny, I like it because it's endearing, and kind of adorable, and it's, I don't know, a guilty pleasure. Watching cringe humor for the sake of unironically enjoying it is, yeah. That, for the exception of The Amazing World of Gumball, they do cringe humor perfectly, which I've never seen replicated, like, to such a perfect degree. But yeah, anyway, so the most, like, actually cringe movie I've ever seen, any student film that I've seen at my high school, it's unbearable. Oh my god. Like, oh my god. You just... like, at least my film group was alright. Because I was the writer, and that's, like, 90% of the battle. The other 10%... well, alright, so, like, I would say that when it comes to, like, a film group, there's 3 separate parts. I'm going to say 50% is the writing. You need good writing. You can't exactly do the best with terrible writing. 50% is the good writing. 25% is the acting. Being able to read the lines, like, at all. Just, it does not sound genuine when you just read it out loud. This sounds like I'm reading it out loud, but see how I'm giving flavor to my, you have to talk like you don't know what you're going to say next. Like, put yourself in their shoes, act as if you're saying and coming up with that right then and there. It's not hard. And the other 25% is editing, which also is not hard, but that's just because I've learned how to do it, but it's just, And also getting the ability to agree with people and, disagree with people when it's necessary. Not just disagreeing all the time, not just agreeing all the time. It's a balance. You need to... If something's going down the shitter and you have an idea as to how to fix it, please fucking bring it up. And if nothing is going down the shitter, don't complain the whole time. Just... Oh my god. Okay. Alright, so, those of you who have been... no, okay. What is your greatest fear? Ants. Oh my god, why did I look up as if that was going to be a long-winded answer? Horror movies are usually gory or campy, but what horror movie has a genuinely compelling story? Any Doctor Who episode. That's pretty much it, yeah. I'm gonna say Heaven Sent, specifically of Doctor Who. That's my favorite Doctor Who episode. So fucking good. I want to do... If I was ever to do, a video on, a movie or a TV show, I would do an entire one on Heaven Sent and why it's genius. Every frame of it. I could do a 24-hour live stream where I literally go through every frame of Heaven Sent and then show you why it's genius. What are some of the best ways to raise self-esteem? I mean, for me, it's just I know what I want to do with my life and I'm doing it. Which is not the kind of thing you want to say to someone with low self-esteem most of the time. Because that's almost, at least at my age, that's the root of why people are stressed. Is because they don't know what they want to do with their lives and they just don't want to admit it to themselves, really. Which is really sad to watch, and I have no solution for that because I can't exactly sympathize with it. I can sympathize with it, but I can't empathize with it, is what I'm trying to say. I can recognize that that is a horrible feeling, and I can, recognize that that sucks, but I have no way of, saying, oh, this is how I got out of it, because I've never been there. So, yeah, it sucks for them, but that's my way of solving problems. Not solving problems, raising my self-esteem. I don't solve problems by saying, oh, well, fuck you, I'm happy. Anyway. What are the best out-of-context answer you can come up with? Parrots. If you could have any superpower, doesn't have to be from a movie, etc., would you? Time travel. Just regular, I'm talking Captain Jack, time vortex manipulator, time travel. Just hopping from one point in time to another point in time. Boom. It'd be so easy to explain how time travel works if I could have physical demonstrations. That's the only thing that's annoying whenever I try and explain time travel to someone. Is that either they get it really quickly, and I love them for it, which has happened way more recently than, middle school. And granted, I kind of get it wrong in middle school anyway, but still. But in high school, people are more willing to actually get it. In middle school, they're like, it's just confusing, so I won't pay attention. Which is, why they end up not doing well freshman year. Oh my god, I got it! I get it! I get why people are stupid. Why freshmen are stupid, specifically. How does a grown man learn to cook? Practice. Trial and error, I guess. I mean, I'm trying my best to learn how to cook right now, so that when I'm living on my own, I don't know, hopefully not, if the relationship I'm in works out, so, me. But I do still want to learn how to cook. Anyway, but I don't know, trial and error. Important to read the instructions and pay attention to certain parts when you need to. I don't know, some parts will say, bake to an hour and a half. You don't have to bake exactly to an hour and 15 minutes. You can bake slightly over or under, depending on whether it's done or not. I'm not going to give any specific examples. I'm not a chef, so I won't be able to give the best of examples here. But yeah, just trial and error. Set aside time every once in a while. I would say if you are a full-grown man and you'd have certain times in the day and you've got a family to provide for, I would say come up with 2 ideas for dinner. One, which is the thing you're making, And then idea 2 is fast, and when that first thing backfires, you resort to that immediately. Because, you know, again, trial and error, emphasis on the error, there will be error. So, just, you know, actually I want to reposition that to be right on the edge here. There we go. So then, that way the monkey village can see it. Anyway, but like, you know, be prepared and ready, which is the definition of the word prepared. Anyway, be prepared and expect to fail. Because that's, you know, how you learn. And then just prepare something in the background. Not always the same thing, obviously. Like, don't say, hey, we're having pizza 7 nights in a row. But, you know, like, leftovers from, like, a previous night when, I don't know, someone else cooked. I assume if you're a full-grown man and you don't know how to cook, you probably either have someone else cook for you or, you know, you just order, like, food from elsewhere every single night. That seems really expensive. Anyway, but yeah, just like leftovers or something. I don't know. Or even just bear with the burnt food if you live alone. Or like underdone food. Maybe don't bear with underdone food, but you know, I don't know. Again, speaking with no authority here. This is just a theory, a hypothesis rather, because it's not been tested. Anyway, yep, superpower, full-grown man. Why does being a teenager suck? I don't remember who said this quote, and I'm going to paraphrase it, which proves it even more, is that, like, teenagers are, like, wise in feelings, but not in vocabulary or something? You get the idea. Like, they're going through a lot, but don't have, like, methods of expressing it, which, you know, is rough for... Because then you feel alone and you have no way of communicating that exactly. So, it just feels weird. Which is why people resort to, like, emo phases. Because, like, oh, I'm alone in the universe. And then, also with, like, emo phases is that they don't have to come up with words for them. Because then that's a huge group that's come up with, like, really deep words. And they're looking for something deep. They just haven't found it. And that's their substitute. I feel like I should have a disclaimer on the bottom of the screen at all times. I speak with no authority. But yeah. Okay. So all of your tattoos suddenly gave you magical powers based on what they are. I possess no powers. Hooray. Yeah, anyway. What does a birthmark do? Okay, so what job was once respected but is now a complete joke? Huh. This is gonna be rough on that tower. Okay, once respected, but now is a complete joke. I believe many moons ago there were doctors that like came to schools and then did like physicals on, like pediatricians that did like physicals on entire schools at a time. That is literally the butt of a joke, I feel. I don't know what joke, haven't heard it yet, that's probably the butt of a joke. What are some YouTube channels that never fail to make you laugh? Nerdcubed, Game Grumps, honestly, Timbered Key. If I'm gonna be perfectly honest, Timbered Key and the B Team, pretty much always. That's why I mean, not why, but that's, you know, my style of content comes from them. So naturally, the earlier stuff is just sort of more imitating them than actually, like, you know, basing stuff off of them. But, you know, I feel like now I've kind of come into my own. So it's good. Aside from allergies, how have you reacted to a medication in a way that doctors didn't expect? I don't know, recovered without bitching for a teenager and, you know, person accepting medicine from a doctor in the 21st century. Just accepting it without complete complaining and yelling about, oh, I have this disease that you can only get in Africa for like 2 years. Limited time offer disease. Anyway, what needs to fuck off already? The Paul brothers. Haunted house workers of Reddit. What's your craziest visitor story? That's not me. What song is stuck in your head? This one that's playing in the background. If you could go back in history and change anything or all things about a single day, what would you change? The night Shrek was born. Wow. Okay. That came out of nowhere. Okay. So, yikes. I want to give my sincerest of apologies